All right. So it's all yours, Sriram. I'll be here. If you need anything, if anyone needs anything, I'll be here. Please feel free to let me know. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. 1 minute. Also, I need to be host to share my screen.
Let me do that right away.
Yeah.
1 second. Sriram. Yes. Can you please try now?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Again, sorry for being late. Okay. So yeah. So everyone, if you haven't already opened Replit, but today in this class, I'll just go right into it, not waste any more time. But today we're gonna be going over Boolean operators. So Boolean operators as a general is not just what we're going to be going over today. There's a lot of different Boolean operators which we'll be going over um in the upcoming classes. But today we're going to be focusing on the equals to equals to sign, the greater than symbol, and the less than symbol. So everyone open up Replit if you haven't already. And then yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start the class. So just some review from last class. I want you guys to go ahead and answer this multiple choice question. So what will be the output of the following code int a equals 10? And just look at the question and try to give the corresponding letter for what you guys think the answer will be and just put it in the chat. You guys like 30 more seconds and then I'll go over the answer. All right, so a few of you guys are saying B, which is correct. So the reason it's B is just if we just plug it in, we can see that we plug in 10 for this equation, we get A is equal to 10 plus 2, so A is equal to 12, and then A is equal to 12 minus 3 times 2. Now be careful, Java does follow order of operations, which we're going to see to kind of a little bit today, but pretty much just know, obviously multiplication comes before subtraction. So it'll be 12 minus 6 rather than 9 times 2. So it's not C. So the answer is B, 6. I have one more, I think, sorry, one more review. This one's a little bit easier. Just which are the following ways? So there might be more than one answer. It's not just necessarily one answer. It could be one answer, but it's not necessarily just one answer. So what are the ways to change this variable? Let's just assume this line of code has already been written. How could I change the value of x to 4? So keep in mind there could be more than one answer. Give you guys like a couple more seconds. B, B, and D. All right, so a lot of you guys are saying B and D, which is correct. So starting off with A, this could be correct if this line of code wasn't here. The reason why A is not correct is because int x equals 10 has already been written. So whenever we have a variable and we initialize, this is what it's called, initializing a variable. So whenever we make a variable, like we made this line of code int x equals 10, whenever we write this, whenever we're changing the value, we don't want to put this int again, because whenever we put the type, that's telling the computer that we want to create a new variable, but x already exists. So this would actually be wrong, because we're trying to make a new variable, but there's already a variable called x, so it's going to get confused and it's going to cause an error. So that's why A is incorrect. B is how we change the value of the variable. We just don't include the int because the computer already knows that x is an int. So we just say x equals 4. So that's correct. C is wrong because we're saying x is equal to 10 plus 4, 14. That's just not right. And then this is also right. D is also right. So the answer is B and D, because we're saying x is equal to 10 minus 6. So x is equal to 4. So the answers are B and D. I think a few of you said that. But yeah, answers are B and D. So that's it for some review from last class. So now we're just going to go into some new content, the equal, the greater than, the less than. So starting off with the equals to operator. So let's just go back to this last question right here. We have, look at option D, right? What I briefly mentioned last class, and what I'm going to mention again, the equal sign in Java is nothing like the equal sign in math. That's because, let's just say, assume we have x, right? If this was math, this would make no sense. How can a number be equal to itself minus 6, right? That obviously doesn't make sense, which is why the equal sign in Java isn't the same as what's in math. But this equal to sign is more similar to the equal sign in math. So this more similarly means the equal sign in math than the equal sign in Java means to the equal sign in math. So let's just see an example of this, how this equal to operator works. So we're gonna, whenever we use this equal to operator, we're gonna take two values and we're gonna put the equals to sign in between. And how this and every single Boolean operator is going to work is pretty much we're going to have we're going to have the Boolean operator kind of like in the middle or like before or after, depending on what the Boolean operator is. So pretty much we're going to have the Boolean operator and then some data. And when the Boolean operator runs, it's going to return either true or false. So just know that Boolean operators will always have an output of true or false. And we're going to see examples of what exactly I mean by an output or returning a true or false. We're going to see exactly what I mean in just a second, but pretty much just know, and this will make more sense later. When we have the equals to operator, we put two signs in the middle, and pretty much we're checking if the values are the same. So if the values are the same, if they're equal, right? Equal means the same as. So if the values are the same, it's going to be true. If the values are different, it's going to be false. And don't worry about the last slide. We're not going to be worrying about objects because this equals operator won't work with objects. So let's see an example of how this works. So this first line of code, we see 1 equals 1. So we're pretty much saying 1 equals 1, and the value of this is true. So how I like to imagine it is this line of code right here, we can literally delete it and put true, and it would be the same thing. That's how I like to think about it when I say it returns true. And we're going to see, and we can see, I'm just going to jump down here. When we do system.out.println 1 equals 1, this is going to print out true. It's not going to print out 1 equals 1. It's going to print out true. And you guys can test this on your replit in a bit, but pretty much that's just what I mean by return. It's just going to be either true or false. So if we look at this second example, 1 equals 2, obviously 1 and 2 aren't not the same value. So this is going to be false. So if we're going to do system.out.println 1 equals 2, the output will be false. And another example right here, if we have Boolean x equals 1 equals 1, then x would be set to the value of true. Or if we have Boolean x equals 1 equals 2, x will be the value false. So that's how the equals to sign operator works. We can see another example right here. 1 equals 2 minus 1. This will be true. And it just shows that it doesn't necessarily need to be this exact same number. It just needs to have the same value. So we don't need to just use these for ints. We can use this for Booleans, ints, and doubles. We can also use it for strings, but we're going to hold off on strings for now because there's a different way to compare strings that we will cover later in the curriculum. But let's just see some examples of how to use booleans into doubles. So we can hear true equals true. This will obviously be true because it's the same value. But let me jump down right here once again. We have false equals false. This will, contrary to what you guys might think, this will actually be true because we're not checking if there is a true value. We're checking if the two values are the same. So right here we have 1 equals 1.2 equals 1.2. That's true. 1.0 equals 1. That's true. It's the same value. It doesn't have to be the same like number, like same what we see. It just needs to be the same. It needs to hold the same value. And then false equals true is obviously false. So now I want you guys to go ahead and try this on your own. I know I just gave you guys a lot of information, but be sure to look back at the slides if you need help. I want you guys to print true 3 times and print false 3 times using the equals to operator and try to use booleans and doubles. And if you're confused about what I mean by print true, print false, just look back at here. Remember when I say system.print 1 equals 1, that will be true. If I did like system.print 1 equals 2, 1 equals 2, and you print that out, that'll be false. So that's what I mean by print out true 3 times and false 3 times using this operator. So I want you guys to go ahead and try to attack that on your own in Replit. And yeah.
Do we make a day 3 tab?
Yeah. Here, I'll show you guys real quick how to do that. You guys should know, but yeah, just press this plus button, new file, class 3.java, new file. Let me say 2 class 3.java, and just copy and paste this stuff right here, and then rename this whatever you named it, class 3. Does anyone want me to go over how to display your code on the shell? If you do, just raise your hand and let me know. Yeah, Krish, what's your question?
I wasn't here for like the last class, so I'm like really confused on what we're supposed to do.
Have you made a replit? Have you made a replit yet?
I just made one now, but I'm really confused on what to type.
Are you on like this screen right here where it says main.java?
Oh, never mind. Cause for my screen is different.
Oh, it is. Here, when you click create replit, did you type in Java? Click that,
Oh,
and then
I didn't do that.
okay. So go back to your screen. I'll just show you how to create a replit real quick.
Yeah, I know how to do one, but
Oh, you know what I'm doing? Yeah, make it
yeah,
Java.
yeah, I
Maybe
got
that's your
it.
got it. You want me to go over real quick how to create a new file, or do you know how to do that?
I know how to do that.
Okay. And just share it with
But
me. What was that?
I'm like really confused on like what to type in the code. Like what I'm like really confused on what you typed in the code.
Like here, this thing, like what I have here.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you create a new file? Is it like a blank screen like this? Is it
Yeah.
like a blank screen? It's a blank screen,
It's a
right? So go to
yeah.
your thing that says main.java. Go to your
I'm already
thing.
on.
Does it have like
It's,
some code in the middle?
it says
So
it says public class main.
yeah, and then public static void. Like does it look like what it looks like on my screen?
It says system out print in hello
Yeah,
world.
so delete everything in between these two brackets right here. So you get what you have on my screen. So like just delete everything in between these two brackets right here. So you are left with what's on my screen.
Yeah, I got it.
Now take all of that, copy and paste it into your new file. And then once you do that, take after public class, like it says main right here, delete the word main and put class 3, like the name that's right
Wait,
up here.
when I open a new tab, it says Ask AI, search for files and open tools.
No, when you press a new tab, click new file right here. Create new file. Don't press find a file.
Day 3.
Day 3, make sure to put .java also. And then when you copy and paste it, this name right here should be the name that you have as your file without the .java. So this is class3.java, so I named this class3.
Yeah.
And then put all of your code in between here. Okay. All right, then you should be good. Then you just put the code in between those 2 lines. All right. So is everyone else working on that? Anyone have any questions? Just let me know.
Wait, how many true and falses should we be doing?
Make 3 true, 3 false. My screen on. And try to use like booleans, ints, and doubles. So like, doubles right here, booleans here, and then ints we already saw.
Can you show an example?
Yeah. Let me just go to my code. So an example, I just do like system.out. So this would be for true. I could say like 1 equals 1. That's an example because they're both the same value. So if I were to run it, if I do Java, it would be true. So that's like an example. If I wanted to false, I just make it 2 different values. So 1 equals 2, or I can do like 1 minute for whoever has their hand up. This would be like this would be another thing that would be true because both of them are the same value, and then this would be like false. All right, Tanmay, what's your question?
It says error in my code.
All right, 1 minute. Oh, you have to just put your brackets. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, now run it. Oh, and also when you have words, I mean, you have to put them in quotation marks first of all. That's pretty much it. I said not to do strings. I mean, it'll work, but it's fine. Just make sure to put your strings like Bob should be in quotation marks. Tim should be in quotation marks. Like I'll show you like that. Yeah, everything else looks good though. All right, is there anyone else? Are we allowed? Okay, so real quick for those of you asking about strings, so strings will work. Let's just say I wanted to do system.out.println like hi equals like hi. So this should work. It should work like it should like return a true or false value. The reason I'm telling you guys, I should just run it as mate. The reason I'm telling you guys not to use strings. Oh, you have errors in here. But the reason this should be true if I was gonna run it, but the reason I'm telling you guys not to do strings is because when we're working with strings, we use a different type of operator to compare strings usually, because the way I told you guys to initiate strings isn't the way we use it in Java. We usually declare strings as objects. So if you guys want to compare strings, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. What you guys have to do is you have to have your first string, and then you put dot equals, and then in between these 2 parentheses, you put your second string. So it's a little bit confusing. So you put your string name, and then you put dot equals, and then in your 2 parentheses, put your other string name. And that's how we compare strings, but it's a little bit confusing. So you guys can either do that, or you can I can like put this in the slideshow real quick, but you guys, that's why it's a little bit confusing. I mean, the equals does work. It's just normally in coding, they use the dot equals this operator. That's why I told you guys to hold on for strings, because I was gonna introduce that later, but yeah. So does anyone else have any questions with their code?
My code still isn't working.
All right, let me look at your code. Oh, it's system.out.println, not just system.println. So all of
Oh,
your, yeah. All right, Krish, what do you have a question?
So I don't know if you have like access to my thing
Yeah, did
because
you
I
share it
shared
with me?
it. Yeah,
What's it called?
it's called Chris Class Day 3.
Uh, how did you share it with me? Did you like click the invite button?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't. Let me refresh, but I don't think I see it.
I don't know if I have the right username.
Would you type in Shriram Suresh?
It just says Sriram S.
Here, I'll show you. So go to this invite button right here, and then type in Shriram Suresh like that, and then it should be the icon should be called SR, and click invite.
Oh, now did you get it?
Yeah. I think you created a. Here, 1 minute. Let me just copy and paste your code because this isn't something that's like that. Like I can just deal with this real quick. Here, I put a new thing. All your code actually looks good. Your code looks good. Just put semicolons at the end, but I'm just gonna copy and
Oh,
paste your code into another thing because you made a
okay.
file instead of a doc. Do you see the thing I made?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put all your work there. Just the only thing is, don't put a space in between here and here, and then put a semicolon at the end of your code. But other than that, your code looks good.
All right, wait. So I'm in a separate file, right?
Yeah. Do you see like on the bottom left? You should see like it looks just like the main.java. It has like the coffee symbol. It's not like a file. It just has a coffee symbol. It should be on the bottom. If you refresh your page, you'll probably see it. Just click on that. It's not open for you, I know, but you should see it on the bottom.
Is it?
Day3.java, lowercase.
Yeah. Oh,
You, you just click
yeah.
on it. It'll open up. Not this file. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
not this thing right here. Yeah,
I found it.
yeah,
Should
you
I
found it.
just delete the file?
No, I already did it for you. Oh yeah, you can delete the file. But yeah, just do your work on that. All right. Does anyone else have any questions, or did everyone was able to do that? Sorry, I can't really check all of your guys' code just because we had some issues, but um I think I'm just gonna scurry over your guys' code real quick. Yeah, let's look at Surya's code right here.
Wait,
Yeah, this
I
is
also have
a
one more question.
1 minute. So yeah, this is a good example of how to do it. If we just create a variable, compare these two, they have the same value, so they'll both be true. But if we have something like this, like they're different values, so they won't be the same. But this would also not be this. This would be the same because it's the same value. So yeah, good job. Yeah, Chris, what's your question? And after Chris' question, we'll move on. And Chris, what's your question?
Should you add the semicolon after the parentheses or before
Yeah,
the parentheses?
after the parentheses. You did it right. Just don't put a space here. Make it like touching like that. And it's
Yeah.
ln, not ion. It's like an
Yeah.
ln, not ion. All right. But yeah, your code looks good though. Otherwise. All right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on. So that was the equals to operator. So now we're gonna move on to the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to operator. So just like, so this is very similar to how we have it in math, which is, this is a little bit easier than the equals to because that's a little bit different. If you can understand the equals to, this will be much more easy for you. So it works exactly how we do in math. Obviously, like when we have less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, we put like the line underneath, but there's no symbol like that for Java. So if you can see right here, this is less than or equal to. We just say less than and then equal to next to, just like how we read it. Less than or equal to, we have less than and then equal to, and then greater than or equal to. So, and just like the equals to operator, it'll make the value be either true or false. So we can see right here, system.out.println, 1 is greater than 0, this will print true. System.out.println, 1 is greater than or equal to 1, that'll also be true. And system.out.println, 0 is greater than 2, well, obviously, it's obviously not true, so that'll print false. So that's like pretty much the same as the equals to operator. I'm not gonna have you guys go ahead and try that on your own because it's very similar to the equals to operator. So you guys should just get it. You guys should be understanding this. It's not too hard. You guys can probably understand it. So we're gonna move on. So now we're gonna get something that's a little bit more confusing. It's not confusing, but it's just sometimes when you look at it, it might look confusing. But I'll show you guys how to overcome this. So if you look at the slide, it just gives you some like steps to overcome this. So what a compound Boolean expression is we can use multiple Boolean expressions on one line of code. So if you see here, we only have one Boolean expression. We have like 1 is greater than 0. If we see like back to our old examples, we have true is equal to true. There's only one Boolean expression. But what if we have like multiple, right? And we can see like, you might be thinking like, how is that impossible? But we're going to see. So just looking at them, they might look a little bit confusing, but just always make sure to read left to right, unless there's parentheses. So follow like that kind of PEMDAS like way of thinking. Look for parentheses first, otherwise read left to right. And make sure to always replace the Boolean expression with either true or false. So like I said, like back here, like if we look at this example, I want you guys in your mind to when you have 1 is greater than 0 to replace this with the word true, like in your head. It's gonna make things much more simpler for these compound Boolean expressions and help you guys go through them. So let's look at some examples. So let's look at this first top example right here. We have 1 is equals to 1, parentheses, is equal to false. So that might look a little bit confusing, but let's just go through it. So let's look at parentheses first, which is this line of code right here. We have 1 is equals to 1. So that's obviously true because it's the same value. So what you guys should be thinking, you guys should think about this, like if we delete this and put the word true, and then we're left with true is equal to false. That's obviously false. So this line of code will just return false. And we have this line of code right here. False is equals to 1 plus 1 is greater than 2. Just once again, go left to right. So we have this parentheses right here. This is just false. So we can just drop the parentheses. Then we go over. We have this parentheses. 1 plus 1 is greater than 2. So just replace this. 2 is greater than 2. That's obviously false. So we're just left with false is equal to false. And that's obviously true because even though there's no true, they're both the same value. So this will just return true. And then one more example. Or no, that's it. Okay. So that's just what a compound Boolean expression is. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 little multiple choice questions just to test your knowledge. These might be like a little bit more confusing than some of the other multiple choice questions you had. So what I would say is just follow my tips and go left to right, unless there's parentheses, like kind of that PEMDAS way of thinking. And don't be like worried if you guys get it wrong at first, but just try to go through it. So we already have an answer, but let's just try to go ahead and answer this question. Wow. So you guys definitely got this. So yeah, the answer is A. Does someone who got it right want to show like the thinking steps they went through to get this and like explain why it's true? So one of the people that answered it correctly. Yeah, bye bye. Go ahead.
So what I did first was look at the parentheses. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 is definitely equal to 2. So, and that would be true. So at the end, it would be truth equals true, and then that value would be true.
Yeah, good job. So that's exactly like how I would think about it. I just go through and replace it in my mind. So yeah, good job. So now next one. And now we have different answers. So this is a little bit more. So we have obviously there's two answers. I think the majority of people said A. So does someone else maybe want to unmute and explain why they think the answer is A? Raghav, you can go.
So first you do 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and 2 is greater than is equal to 2 is right because 2 is also equal to 2. So then it's true. So true is equal to true. So it's A.
Yeah, good job. That's also how I think about it. It is good job looking at the parentheses first and then going left to right. I have one more, I think. Yeah, one more. All right. I think majority of people are saying A. Um, I'll go ahead and explain this one, and I'll get if you guys wanted to present, I'll get you guys involved with this last activity. But yeah, it's same thing. Just one is equal to one, even though 1 and 1.0 might look differently, they're the same value. So that's true, and then that's equal to true is equal to false. That's false. So then true is equal to false is false. So that's why the answer is A. So that's it for the content. So now I want you guys to go ahead and do the same thing. I want you guys to print true 3 times and false 3 times. But this time I want you guys to use your compound Boolean expression. And what we're gonna do is when you guys are done, I want to pick like probably 3 and put them in the I'll probably put them in my Google Slides or to show them. And I want the rest of the class to go ahead and try to guess whether it's true or false. So it's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone with doing that. So I want you guys to go ahead and do the same thing. Print true 3 times, false 3 times. Try to use these compound Boolean expressions and try to use all like, symbols that you learned today. So they're greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, all that, as well as the equals to. Don't forget that.
Do you mind showing an example?
If you want an example, you can just go ahead and look at one of the MCQs. These are all examples of stuff that
And also, will it still be system dot out dot println?
Yeah, I would do that just so you can like see the out you can like see like what the value would be because I said to like display. So I'd do system dot out println. All right. So you guys go ahead and do that.
When you're doing greater than less than, do you put greater than less than in the parentheses?
What do you mean? Can you like show me an example like on your code what you're talking about?
So say say for example you put like 4 equals to like 2, right?
Yeah.
When you're doing that, can you like do you have to put the greater than, less than, or equal to sign with inside the parentheses or outside?
Oh yeah. Always keep stuff in between this parenthesis and this parenthesis. Otherwise it won't be printed. So I think your answer is inside. Yeah, Neil, what's your question?
It says I have an error on mine, and I don't really know what the error is.
You have an error, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be look. Okay. You're missing a closing parenthesis for the system.println. Like you see how you have like a parenthesis here and here? You just need one to like for you need one for this parenthesis right here. Yeah. Let's put an extra one. Yeah, just know that you guys need to like always have like the same number of opening and closing parentheses. Also, in the meantime, I just want to show you guys something. So if you guys like have code, but you don't want it to like run, but you still want to have it there, like just so you can like refer back at it, but you don't want it to like run, I'll show you guys how to comment something out. And what comment something out means is like it'll be there, but it won't like run, like the compiler won't read it. So how you do that is, let me get out of this like highlighted area. So let's just say I have like like I have this line of code like 5 times and I like, but I don't want to print it 5 times. And but like I just want to like keep it there so I can like refer back to it. How I can comment it out, and I have to do like the slash and the star button, and at the beginning of what I want to comment out, and at the end of what I want to comment out, I'd put the star button and then the slash. So what that will do is this lines of code won't like run. It'll just be there. And so pretty much like how I told you guys to do 3 trues, 3 falses. If you guys wanted to like comment that out, so that wouldn't run, but you don't want to delete it. So you could, if you want to like look back at it, this is how you do it. Or if you guys want to put like notes, like I can say like I can have like a line of code and like in between it, I can say like this code like prints true 3 times, false 3 times. I can comment out like that. And if you guys wanted to comment just one line, you just do 2 slashes and then you can say like this code prints true 3 times, false 3 times. So yeah, that's just like a little like mini thing. And there's a lot of like mini things like that, which I don't like put in the lessons because it's like then like it would be very unorganized. But yeah, that's just like a very common thing people do in coding for that. So yeah, so besides that, does anyone have any questions about the code that we're doing right now? Or is anyone finished? All right, I'll give you guys some more time. And if you're finished, just like let me know so I can take a look at it. Yeah, Chris, do you have a question?
Can you check mine?
Okay. Just capitalize your S's in system.print. And it looks good, but try to make it like a compound boolean, like how I have it here, where there's like more than one, not just like the one.
So
Alright,
does it have to add more numbers?
like you see here, there's like more than one. We have like in parentheses,
Oh,
we have this, and then in parentheses, we have this, and then another, like comparing that. Or like here, we have like parentheses, like here we have like true is equal to one plus, like we have, yeah, I just try to make it more than all. But that code looks right if you capitalize the S.
when I tried to add multiple codes, it says I have an error and I don't know how to fix it.
So here you're just missing a closing parenthesis, and there's a space here was S, but no, don't put a thing there. No, that's doing that. Here, 1 minute. No, wait, just don't move it. Let me do it. So okay, so here you have one Boolean statement right here. So what is false equals false? Like what would the output of that be?
It would be true.
True, right? And then this is like 3 is less than or equal to 7. What would the output of that be? What up, meters? That'll be
False?
false, right?
Yeah.
But you have no way of comparing, like you have true on one side, false on one side, but you have no way of comparing them. So you need to put some kind of comparison in the middle. You can say like equals equals or something like that.
So do
Then
I
now
put,
you have to compare the true and the false. Yeah, I'd put this in parentheses just to make it more organized. But other than
yeah.
that line up, but yeah, and then just make all of our things capital S. That's where on put semicolons. But yeah, that line of code looks good. So just do more stuff like that. Alright.
Alright.
All right. Is anyone else completed yet? Or like has any questions? Just let me know.
Can you check mine?
Yeah. Okay. So 10. All right, so right here, your all of this I think looks 1 minute. Yeah, okay. All of them look good except for this last line right here. And the reason why is when you have 20 equals to 10, what will the output of that be?
False.
False. And then you're gonna be left with false equals 10. So does that make sense? No, right? Because we're comparing a Boolean and so you shouldn't be comparing a bool. Make sure to not compare a Boolean with like a number. So what you could do is you can say like false equals like true or something, and then that equals false or something like that.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Can you double check my code?
Oh, sorry. Who said that? I couldn't hear.
Varsha.
Yeah, I'm looking at your code. And just for like I think because we're running out of time, we don't have enough time to like check over. So once I check your code, you're free to log off. Okay. 5 plus 7. That's fine. Times. Yeah, your code looks good. The only thing I would recommend is like this isn't gonna cause any errors, but I'd say like here, for example, try to put them in parentheses just to keep it a little bit more organized. Like when you have like 5 plus 7 is greater than or equal to 12 plus 2, that might look like a little bit confusing. Even though technically it would be correct, it just might look a little bit confusing. So I just like keep this in like parentheses just to like organize it better. But other than that, your code like syntax wise looks good. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, good job today. Yeah, bye. Raghav, what's your question? Or
Can you check mine?
yeah, okay. Mm, yeah, mate, I'll check you in 1 second. Let me just check this. Oh, good job, Raghav, for using the dot equals. I kind of just like threw that in, but good job. Um, oh my God. Yeah, they all look good. Let me just see if it's working. That's the name. Yeah, so it all looking good. Good job using that dot equals. If you guys need an example of how the dot equals work, just look at this code right here. I'll put that in the slideshow, the dot equals, just if you guys go, I'm probably gonna go over it in a later class, but just for now, if you want to go over it and go ahead and look at it, I'll put it probably in the slideshow. But yeah, so good job, Raghav. You're free to go.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. For those of you, does anyone have a question? Because I'm gonna check Maida because I think she had a question. If you guys are waiting, I'll give priority to those who have questions. So if you guys have a question, like put in the chat. If you're just waiting for me to check, just put your hand up. All right. Yeah, Maida, what's your question? Or
This
you need
is my first class, and when I
oh,
was running the code so far, it was saying there's an error.
oh, okay. So your code actually looks good, but here, what to run the code, are you clicking this run button?
Yes.
Okay, so when you run it, because we're creating a new file, it's a kind of different. So what we have to do is we just type in Java, and then we just type in the name of this file. So this file is called class3.java. So type in Java and then the name of whatever file. So next class it would be class4.java. And then just press enter and then it should all run. And make sure you're in the shell, not the console. So you see here it's running. Looks good so far.
Okay.
Let me,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay. I'll check Anaga's next. Okay. Oh yeah, this is also another thing. Good job using these comments that I introduced. So this is like a really good way of using them. Um, the main thing of for comments, the main advantage of them is like it just keeps your code a lot more organized, especially if longer. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Anaga, your code looks good. Just once again, probably just try to put them in like parentheses. Like especially down here, it's like it looks a little bit confusing. But other than that, your code looks good. So yeah, good job today. And
Okay.
you're free to go. All right, Neil, I'll check yours next. Sorry for those of you who are waiting, by the way. All right, Neil, your code looks good. And yeah, good job using those parentheses just to organize the numbers. So yeah, your code does look good. So yeah, you're free to go as well. So good job today. All right, I'll check Vibub's next. Yeah, good job using that.
Yeah, for mine, some
Are
of them
you,
don't work. I don't know why.
yeah, don't, is this meant to be a string?
Uh, I meant it to be like the actual equation, like sine
Oh,
of 45 degrees.
yeah, that will not work in Java. Sorry. Yeah,
Uh,
that's not gonna work. In Java is not that smart. Uh,
um,
but okay, this right here should work actually. The line 12. So yeah, just delete that line by the way. That won't work. But this line actually is written correct. Only thing is, look, for this, so this line is just wrong because it thinks it's a thing. So I'll just get rid of that. All of your other lines look good. And this line right here and this, yeah. But the only thing for the dot equals, you're really close. The only thing you need to change is when you do dot equals, it needs to be a parenthesis open, parenthesis closed. So right here, I don't know why you have a parenthesis here, but yeah. So whenever you have dot equals, you have to put whatever you're putting it equal to in parentheses. And then
okay,
because it's a word, quotation marks. But this would
okay.
work actually. So if you had like a variable named hello world, then that would be better. But yeah, all of your code looks good. Yeah, it just Java won't do cosine sine, but yeah, good job
Oh,
today. Your code looks good.
thanks.
All right, see ya.
And could you also send the Java class 2 slideshow?
Yeah. Oh, class two. Yeah, I'll just send it in. Yeah, give me
Yeah,
like 2 minutes. Let me just check
yeah.
Suri.
So if you could send the class 2 slide, I will also send it via email to everyone.
Yeah, I think I sent it last class. Hold up, let me just check Suri's code real quick.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. All right. Sorry for. I know you were waiting for a long time. Um. All right. Your code looks good. This is good job using the dot equals and these co sorry, comments. Only thing is when you want to like have like 3 lines in a row with comments, I recommend instead of doing a line each code, do like that, and then at the end do like that. Just like everything in, oh, and then this will get messed up because there's that. But pretty much if you do like this in the beginning, this at the end, you don't need to put the comment on every line. But other than that, your code looks good. So you're free to go.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye. All right. I'll go ahead and put the link. Yeah, Mita, what's your question? I'll go to your code 1 minute.
When I run the code, only 3 of them are running and the others are not showing.
1 minute. I only see 3 statements. Are you on main? Oh, you're in main? Oh, okay. It needs to be in the class, like this file right here, class3.java. Don't put it in main.
Oh, okay.
So I just copy and paste it there. So copy and paste it there, then run it, and then let me see your code though. Your code looks good. It looks, I think I didn't see it for that long, but just paste it. Um, yeah, your code, yeah, it all looks good. They should all, that's how you do it. So did you have any questions? I think you said you missed like a class. Is there anything like you're confused about? I'll give you all the slideshows. It should already be posted in the KHNJ community, anything, but just go over the slideshows if you're confused. But do you have any questions right now?
Not right now.
Okay. Okay, then well, you're free to go. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'll give you the link right now. Yeah, this is the class 2 link. You want me to give the class 1 link or no?
So class 1 link we already have. I have already
already
sent
have.
it to everyone. Yeah. It's only the
Yeah,
class.
this is the class 2 link. I put in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. Sorry I was late today. I was running late.
No worries at all.
soccer.
This is a huge help. Are we done with everyone?
Yeah.
So class 2. Okay, let me just get this 1 second. This is class 2. It's using variables. Okay, thank you so much, Sriram. We'll meet again on Thursday.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm going to stop recording.